Welcome back. We are in the Chef Anthony test kitchen this morning making some lamb chops.
Oh yes, and our lamb chops are coming out of the sous vide. I mean, that's a beautiful lamb chop.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just an absolutely gorgeous lamb chop. So what we're going to do to start all of this is we're going to start by coating it with a little bit of stone ground mustard.
And this you could just find at your local store too. This,
and you can use whatever one you like. I prefer that one over some of the others that are out there just because I've used it. I know the flavors that it's going to give and I know how it's going to respond to the cooking that I want.
Okay.
So, and we're going to give it a good coat. And what I'm doing is I'm coating all but the bottom because these look like little T-bone steaks.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't want to coat the bottom of it because I want to be able to stand up. So I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to get it a nice coating all the way around.
You know, last week we cooked prime rib and it probably cooked for about 30 minutes less in the sous vide. And I mean, they were a little bit thinner cut.
Yep.
But is this typical with lamb chops? With lamb, that like you still get that red coloring?
You still get a little bit because it is technically a red meat, so you still get a little bit of that coloring. I like to work with the lamb chops because I think it's something different and unique. And believe it or not, this is a great Christmas meal if you're in a couple, because maybe you don't want to do a whole turkey or you want something different, or you're just that person who's like, you know, I need a nice romantic meal for tonight. This is fabulous.
Oh yeah. If somebody wanted to make me like, well, okay, I'm gonna stop.
So
I'm excited to try this.
These really I love doing these, and I learned these from a chef that I worked for, Chef Marty. He was absolutely crazy about lamb, and the mint jelly always drove him nuts. So he was always looking for a way to do something to get the mint in there, but not have the jelly. Yeah. Now I have my air frying oven set to 350, and I have it hot. So I'm just going to lay these right in there because all I want to do is crisp up that breading.
Okay.
And it'll be good to go. Now let's talk about our carrots. I've had our carrots sous vide all morning long. So I'm going to cut open the bag and I'm going to put all of it, juices and everything, right into my food processor.
Juices too.
Juices too.
Well, those juices, you didn't add any juices to it. You
Correct.
just had a little bit of seasoning to it?
I added a little bit of seasoning, some brown sugar, and some butter. So that's all that's in there, plus the juices from the carrot itself. So I don't have to add anything extra to get the consistency that I want. And I'm going to puree those.
There you go.
Because I want the flavors on the plate, I want the color on the plate. So you know me, I always try to push it just a little bit more. And I do pride myself in specializing in modern comfort foods. So I take several of the things that you grew up with, that you're so familiar with, and I try to change them and make them better.
Okay.
So I take the simple dishes, elevate them, make them elegant, and this is all stuff you can do at home real easy.
All right.
So we have our carrots pureeing. They look really good. We're not going to go all the way to puree because I want to leave a little texture.
Okay.
Because that's my thing with carrots. I like having that little bit of texture inside there so I know exactly what I'm eating. So.
Well, I noticed, okay, so last week our carrots, they were sous vide for about an hour and they've gone maybe about an hour and a half today.
Yes.
So they're not going to have as much crunch as they did last week.
Correct.
Obviously you didn't want that because you were pureeing them anyways.
Exactly. But I want to keep that clean taste that those young carrots, when you sous vide them, that you can get.
Okay.
So that's my primary goal with that.
Okay, so we've got our pureed carrots, we've got our lamb in the air fryer.
And our potatoes are all done. They're ready to go on the plate as well. And when you come back from your break, we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
We'll build
Real
this
quickly
whole plate.
though, we have to explain the ducks because Chris teased that we tried to get him to eat the ducks. This, your special ingredient.
This is my special ingredient. It goes in everything that I make. What makes Grandma's meal so much better than anyone else's?
It's made with love.
It's made with love. And I love rubber ducks. And my students put this together for me. It's my shaker of love so I can add to my recipe every time I do it.
They weren't calling you a quack?
They think I'm a quack, but that's well deserved. But then we have these guys. This is who I think I am. So this is me, who I see myself as. And then we have how my students see me.
Too funny.
So, and a
Which
student made that for me
Most
last
of the time
year.
you do have purple hair. That's a little wild, so yeah.
Exactly. You know, I like
Dragon
to.
pride.
That's right. And next week is we'll have the 40th reunion for Pittsburgh High School is coming to the home game.
Oh, wow.
And PHS Culinary is going to do hors d'oeuvres for them. So we're so excited to welcome them back to PHS to let them see how the school's changed and introduce them to our new program.
That sounds exciting. Yes. Yes, we can talk a little bit more about that when we come
yeah.
back as well. All right, I'm so excited to try this. Let's go ahead and go to break, and we will have our finished lamb chops when we return.